times, praying that you may have the strength to escape all these things that will take place and to stand before the Son of Man. May God add a blessing of understanding to this holy word.
Jeff, thank you so much for reading, a lot of reading today. Oh, another baby. Oh, just, oh. Are you ready for Christmas yet? The tree up, lights on the house? Because these are the signs that Christmas is coming, isn't it? You put the tree up, you put the lights everywhere so that everybody can see we are ready for Christmas. Also, today is the first Sunday of Advent. And I could actually say to you, Happy New Year. We clink our glasses, no ball drop, I'm sorry, but it's Happy New Year. We are starting a new church year as we are preparing for Christmas. The first Sunday of Advent, the Cox family just lit one candle, the candle of hope. We start with hope because hope is the last to die. Hope is what keeps us going. And hope is for whenever you have people in the hospital, you always hope. Hope is what keeps us in these dreary days, however you may feel. And as we prepare for Advent, you would think as we prepare for Christmas, we have 4 weeks. You might think, okay, this is now the time when we hear about Mary before she was pregnant. Or maybe about the shepherds, how they know how to keep their flocks on the field. Or maybe about the angel rehearsal, because we will hear the angels again on Christmas Eve. None of that. Today is not about the beginning of the gospel, where you think you would start a new year, and especially when baby Jesus is going to be born in the 2nd chapter. No, today we are in the 21st chapter, near the end. And believe me, I checked 3 times. Yes, today is the reading for the first Sunday in Advent for hope. And what do we find? Not necessarily hope for words. Not necessarily some joyful, cozy, warm feeling like hot cocoa and sitting at the fireplace. Instead, kind of speaking about a tree, not the Christmas tree. I'm sorry, it's about a fig tree. Fig trees are mentioned about 50 times in the Bible. Fig trees is a symbol of prosperity. Fig trees normally have 2 crops per year. So you will see the sign. Yes, you will see signs when the figs are going to be ready. Fig trees, signs, Advent, hope. Fig trees are about 20 feet high. I do not want to decorate 25-foot high fig tree. I'm sorry, not in my house. Our house is not even big enough for 20-foot high trees. Coming, waiting. What are you waiting for? What are you hoping for this season? And I know if I would ask the kids, they would say they're waiting for Christmas. They're waiting for all the gifts under the trees and all the excitement in their little bodies they can't contain. Yes, we are waiting for Christmas. Yes, we are waiting for the child to be born again in our hearts, in the world. But we are also waiting for Jesus' second coming. For more than 2,000 years, people have been waiting, and we're still waiting. It is not the waiting when you're waiting for your flight because it got canceled, when you're just scrolling on your phone trying to kill time. This is the kind of active waiting. We are asked to be, as disciples, working towards Christ's kingdom here on earth. And that's why we have to start out with hope. Because one candle can make a difference. Or as Desmond Tutu said, hope is being able to see that there is a light despite the darkness. A couple of months ago, it was March, so not at all in the Christmas season when people put on their lights. There was a person, Jack Carter was his name, in Virginia Beach. He made a symbol of hope for all to see. He put a single flameless candle in the window. And when his wife asked, "What are you doing?" she put it actually on Facebook, because that's now how the world communicates. You put everything on your phone, on social media, and in an instant later, the whole world knows about it. So the wife asked him, and he said, in the times of war, people put a single candle in the window as a sign of hope for their children, their husbands, and their family members to come back. A sign of hope in a single candle. And it is March. I'm putting out the sign of hope in the window because we are living in a terrible pandemic, but we're not giving up hope, despite all the new variances. We are not giving up hope because we try to do our part to be a sign of hope in this world. And so the wife said then on Facebook, let's unite and share how we care for one another. Please share the sign of hope with your family and with your friends. That single post was shared after about a couple of days, 137,000 likes. And her post was shared more than 8,000 times. A difference a candle can make. Last week, I was in contact with an organization called She Has a Name right here in Columbus. They're dealing with victims of human trafficking right here in Columbus. And one lady was telling me, for as long as she's working downtown Columbus, working especially at night, going to girls and women who are working, and I know we have still little ones here, on jobs we probably do not want to do. And so they're giving out not only hygiene kits, but resources, also business cards and time to talk to get you out of this situation. For 4 years, every single time, she's handing it out and handing it out and handing it out. And one girl, young woman, said, "No, thank you, no, thank you." Last week she said, "Duria, can we please talk?" More than 4 years, reaching out day after day after day. There is hope. And where do I see hope for me? In little Jonah, just being baptized, in a child, and in the promises you, Sharon, and John made, and in also knowing God's promises. Because a baptism for me is a sign, or any child for that matter, that God's promises continue. That God has not given up on this world, and God does not need to do any Facebook posts, but God is right here amongst us. You give us hope just by standing there on this first Sunday of Advent. All of you give me hope by being here, with your presence, by how you live out your faith. So I want to say thank you for being the hope bringer in this world. And as we go on and continue in this first week of Advent, let us continue to be hope bringers. And the question for you for this week is, how do you bring hope into this dark world What is your candle which you're going to light?